Hare Krishna, liebe Gäste, liebe Devotees, ein großes Willkommen hier zu unserem Tempel hier am Sonntag. Hare Krishna, dear guests, dear devotees, a very, very big welcome to our Sunday program here at our Krishna Temple Zurich. Is someone here for the first time?
Yeah.
Welcome. What are your names?
Anchit.
Anchit. Good, welcome. And you, oh, welcome you also. And your name?
Susan.
Susan. Welcome to you also. So happy to have you here. Our Sunday program is as follows. We will now have a talk on Krishna conscious wisdom, philosophy. At 5 o'clock there will be a vegetarian meal, a feast. At 6:15 mantra meditation. And 7 o'clock a temple ceremony. And from 8 o'clock onwards, there will be more kirtan, more singing of mantras. For today's talk, we are happy to invite here Her Grace Radhapriya Mataji. Please welcome her with a big Haribol. Please come forward. I think many of you know her. She actually came to this temple first time in 1999, and from that on sometimes she would visit with her family this temple, but specifically since 2005 onwards she started to come here regularly and to engage regularly in this temple and doing services here. She's a disciple of His Holiness Atmanivedana Maharaj. And in 2014, she got her initiation, and she is engaged in many, many different services. One of them is as a cook. Maybe you have tasted her cooking, also her cakes, and also as a pujari, regularly dressing the deities. Usually on Sundays when you come, she would have dressed Jagannaths in this temple. And also other services such as giving seminars, leading reading groups, etc. And also maybe you have also seen her family. He is one son. She has two sons. They are also engaged here. Her older son is doing our websites, krishna.ch. So it's and the newsletters, you are getting them from her son. So you see, they are quietly engaged in this temple. And today she's going to speak on the topic modes of service attitude. So this will be the subject. And before we start, just two questions. First of all, please all come closer. And the second thing is, braucht jemand eine deutsche Übersetzung? Okay. So then I wish you a good Sunday. Hare Krishna.
वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोधानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोधानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बालदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि
Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Sunday Feast Sangha, and I'm very grateful to have you here. And first time I am giving the evening lecture here. I'm a little nervous to be here, and when I make some mistake, please forgive me. And today, the subject matter which we're going to discuss, the mood of service attitude, the right mood of service attitude actually. We can talk so many things, but first I want to ask everyone, please participate this class, because I don't want to talk and explain about this. I want to participate everyone in this class, because it would be very nice. We can understand what is the meaning of right mood of devotional service. When I talk and go to home, you forget it everything. If you are really participate, then you can remember something about it. Then if you have database in your phone, this app, database, because so you can go also online. Then maybe if you have phone, then someone is interested to read about it. I can tell you first we can going to read one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 1, verse number 91. Then everyone can read one paragraph maybe. One person can read the sloka and another one. Then we can discuss about it later on. Veda based. Maybe you can help. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 1. Yes. And verse number 91. Okay. 91. Chapter 1, 91 verse number. Maybe Ramadas Prabhu can also. Do you have phone? Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 1, verse number 91. Someone can read. And Radhapriya also. Rajai and Suri. Okay, you found it? Yes. Okay. I would like to ask, someone can read the verse and another one can read the translation. And this purport is very big. We can read 2-3 person, I think, 2 or 4. Yes. Okay. Can you read the verse?
Translation is the great scripture Srimad Bhagavatam, compiled by Mahamuni Vyasadeva from 4 original verses, describes the most elevated and kind-hearted devotees and completely rejects the cheating ways of materially motivated religiosity. It profounds the highest principle of eternal religion, which can factually mitigate the threefold miseries of a living being and awards the highest benediction of full prosperity and knowledge. Those willing to hear the message of this scripture in a submissive attitude of service can at once capture the Supreme Lord in their hearts. Therefore, there is no need for any scripture other than the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna, thank you. And Sister Prabhu, can you read 2 paragraphs?
2 paragraphs.
Yes.
This verse appears in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.2. The words Mahamuni Krite indicate that Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva, who is sometimes known as Narayan Mahamuni because he is an incarnation of Narayan. Vyasadeva, therefore, is not an ordinary man but is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He compiled the beautiful Bhagavatam to narrate some of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees. In Srimad Bhagavatam, a distinction between real religion and pretentious religion has been clearly made. According to this original and genuine commentation on the Vedanta Sutra, there are numerous pretentious faiths that pass as religions but neglect the real essence of religion. The real religion of a living being is his natural inborn quality, whereas pretentious religion is a form of nescience that artificially covers a living entity's pure consciousness under certain unfavorable conditions. Real religion lies dormant when artificial religion dominates from the mental plane. A living being can awaken this dormant religion by hearing with a pure heart.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anyone want to read? Mataji.
The path of religion prescribed by Srimad Bhagavatam is different from all forms of imperfect religiosity. Religion can be considered in the following three divisions. First, the path of fruitive work. Second, the path of knowledge and mystic powers. And third, the path of worship and devotional service.
You can read little more.
The path of fruitive work, karma kanda, even when decorated by religious ceremonies meant to elevate one's material condition, is a cheating process because it can never enable one to gain relief from material existence and achieve the highest goal. A living entity perpetually struggles hard to rid himself of the pangs of material existence. But the path of fruitive work leads him to either temporary happiness or temporary distress in material existence. By pious fruitive work, one is placed in a position where he can temporarily feel material happiness, whereas vicious activities lead him to a distressful position of material want and scarcity. However, even if one is put into the most perfect situation of material happiness, he cannot in that way become free from the pangs of birth, death, old age and disease. A materially happy person is therefore in need of the eternal relief that mundane religiosity in terms of fruitive work can never award. Should I continue?
Thank you.
The path of the culture of knowledge, Jnana Marga, and of mystic powers, Yoga Marga, are equally hazardous, for one does not know where one will go by following these uncertain methods. An empiric philosopher in search of spiritual knowledge may endeavor most laboriously for many, many births in mental speculation, but unless and until he reaches the stage of the purest quality of goodness, in other words, until he transcends the plane of material speculation, it is not possible for him to know that everything emanates from the personality of Godhead Vasudeva. His attachment to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord makes him unfit to rise to the transcendental stage of Vasudeva understanding, and therefore, because of his unclean state of mind, he glides down again into material existence, even after having ascended to the highest stage of liberation. This fall down takes place due to his want of a locus standi in the service of Supreme Lord.
Thank you.
As far as the mystic powers of the yogis are concerned, They are also material entanglements on the path of spiritual realization. One German scholar who became a devotee of Godhead in India said that material science had already made laudable progress in duplicating the mystic powers of the yogis. He therefore came to India to learn the methods of the yogis' mystic powers, but to learn the path of transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord, as mentioned in the great scripture Srimad Bhagavatam. Mystic powers can make a yogi materially powerful and thus give temporary relief from the miseries of birth, death, old age and disease, as other material sciences can also do. But such mystic powers can never be a permanent source of relief from these miseries. Therefore, according to the Bhagavata school, this path of religiosity is also a method of cheating its followers. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly defined that the most elevated and powerful mystic yogi is one who can constantly think of the Supreme Lord within his heart and engage in the loving service of the Lord.
The path of worship of the innumerable devas or administrative demigods is still more hazardous and uncertain than the above-mentioned processes of karma kanda and jnana kanda. This system of worship, many gods such as Durga, Shiva, Ganesha, Surya, and the impersonal Vishnu form, is accepted by persons who have been blinded by an intense desire for sense gratification. When properly executed in terms of the rites mentioned in the Shastras, which are now very difficult to perform in this age of want to sacrifice, such worship can certainly fulfill one's desire for sense gratification. But the success obtained by such methods is certainly transient, and it is suitable only for a less intelligent person. That is the way the verdict of the Bhagavad Gita. No sane man should be satisfied by the such temporary benefits.
None of the above-mentioned three religious paths can deliver a person from the threefold miseries of material existence, namely miseries caused by the body and mind, miseries caused by other living entities, and miseries caused by the demigods. The process of religion described in Srimad Bhagavatam, however, is able to give its followers permanent relief from the threefold miseries. The Bhagavatam describes the highest religious form, reinstatement of the living entity in his original position of transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality, to the Supreme Lord, which is free from the infections of desires of sense gratification, fruitive work, and the culture of knowledge, with the aim of merging into the Absolute to become one with the Supreme Lord.
Any process of religiosity based on sense gratification, gross or subtle, must be considered a pretentious religion because it is unable to give perpetual protection to its followers. The word projita is insignificant. Pra means complete and ujita indicates rejection. Religiosity in the shape of fruitive work is directly a method of gross sense gratification, whereas the process of culturing spiritual knowledge with a view to becoming one with the Absolute is a method of subtle sense gratification. All such pretentious religiosity based on gross gross or subtle sense gratification is completely rejected in the process of Bhagavad Dharma, or the transcendental religion that is the eternal function of the living being.
Bhagavad Dharma, or the religious principle described in Srimad Bhagavatam, of which the Bhagavad Gita is preliminary study, is meant for liberated person of the highest order who attribute very little value to the sense of gratification of pretentious religiosity. The first and foremost concern of the fruitive workers, elevationists, empiric philosophers and salvationists is to raise their material position, but the devotees of Godhead have no such selfish desires. They serve the Supreme Lord only for His satisfaction. Sri Arjuna, wanting to satisfy his senses by becoming a so-called non-violent and pious man, at first decided not to fight. But when he was fully situated in the principles of Bhagavad Dharma, culminating in the complete surrender unto the will of the Supreme Lord, he changed his decision and agreed to fight for the satisfaction of the Lord. And then he said, should I read the shloka?
Yes.
Go for it.
Nasto moha smritir labdha tattva prasandan mayachata stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vakshanam tava.
My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I'm prepared to act according to your instructions. It is the constitutional position of the living entity to be situated in this pure consciousness. Any so-called religious process that interferes with this unadulterated spiritual position of the living being must therefore be considered a pretentious process of religiosity.
The real form of religion is spontaneous, loving service to Godhead. This relationship of the living being with the absolute personality of Godhead in service is eternal. The personality of Godhead is described as Vastu, or the substance, and the living entities are described as Vastavas, or the innumerable samples of the substance in relative existence. The relationship of these substantive portions with the supreme substance can never be annihilated, for it is an eternal quality inherent in the living being. And the last one. By contact with material nature, the living entities exhibit varied symptoms of the disease of material consciousness. To cure this material disease is the supreme object of human life. The process that treats this disease is called Bhagavad Dharma, or Sanatana Dharma, real religion. This is described in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, anyone who, because of his background of pious activities in previous lives, is anxious to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, immediately realizes the presence of the Supreme Lord within his heart and fulfills the mission of his life.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for everyone who is reading here. And I would like to ask some of you, can you summarize this verse? What do you understand? You can tell what you understand from this verse. Some very shortly, because this verse is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. the first canto, first chapter and second verse. Actually, here is very deeply Srila Prabhupada written the purport. You want? Yes.
So in this verse, it compares pretentious religion to real religion, and Bhagavatam says that real religion is if you develop love for God, for the Supreme Godhead, and pretentious religion is if you want to have for your own motivation or own benediction, you are trying to do.
Thank you. Prabhu, you can also.
Yes, and then in the purport, Prabhupada also elaborates on that point, that there are so many different ways of worshipping, and most of them, they're not fully pure, and because of that, the Bhagavatam says, let's focus on one, and that's devotional service to God.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you so much. We can going to see something from here, because here Srila Prabhupada mentioned about two dharmas. One is explained about Kaidava dharma, and another is Bhagavata dharma. The Kaidava dharma is cheating dharma. This is all processed and pure devotional service is cheating. That's mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam very clearly. And Srimad Bhagavatam said, what is the meaning of love? Was based on love. The Prabhupada mentioned is service attitude. Because this service is the behind the love. If you love someone, you are serving them nicely. For what you are serving them nicely? You want to please them. But Srila Prabhupada asking how you can please them. You can serve very nicely, but different moods you can serve them. Not only the nice mood, you can maybe serve them very arrogant way. It's a different way. You can only please them. How can you please them if you serve them very humble way? Your attitude is very rightly situated, you can please them nicely. Even if you go to work, in the working place, you can see how can you please your boss. If you are not proper attitude, you can please them. They are giving you kundikung and then you go out from this work because they don't like you for keep it for a long time. In this way, in material world also we have this experience. If you want to show someone you love them, you have to show them your attitude, right mood of attitude. Otherwise, no one interested about you. You can see so many divorces and this and that. Why? Because your attitude is not right there. That's why it's coming. That's why we can see in Krishna consciousness also, the Acharya says, our mood should be right. And Prabhupada said, each of the service of Krishna, we should have fearful attitude. And Prabhupada explained what's the meaning of fearful attitude. A fearful attitude means careful attention. Prabhupada mentioned we should careful all service. If you are hearing Bhagavatam, you have to listen carefully. Otherwise, you can connect with Krishna, because this attitude is mentioned many places. Even in the Upadesamrita, in the beginning, Prabhupada mentioned, the attitude of the devotees is the main thing to understand everything. If the attitude is wrong, we can perform many of the service. We can raise the deities, we can offer the food, we can cook, any service we can do, but we can please Krishna. Is Krishna only interested about our attitude, such a loving attitude? Then Acharya says, we can see in the Sistastaka, maybe you can see the third verses. Can you see your phone and chant this verse? Third, and because in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, which mood should we have, which attitude should we have to please Krishna? Yes.
Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor but is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord.
Thank you. Because this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned here, this is how can you approach Krishna? How can you chant Krishna holy name continuously? If you don't have such a right mood of attitude, you can't chant Krishna's holy name continuously 24 hours. You can't remember Krishna 24 hours because Krishna is not available when we have such a right attitude. As Acharya says in so many places, we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shiva in Rudra Gita, Shiva also mentioned about it. This is very nicely, I think, 24th, 4th canto, 24th chapter, 55th verse. So there is also Lord Shiva mentioned about pure devotional service. You can read, sister.
My dear Lord, pure devotional service is even difficult for liberated persons to discharge, but devotional service alone can satisfy you. Who will take to other processes of self-realization if he is actually serious about the perfection of life?
And another one, 58 also.
My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the cause of all auspicious things and the destroyer of all the contamination of sin. I therefore beg your Lordship to bless me by the association of your devotees who are completely purified by worshipping your lotus feet, and who are so merciful upon the conditioned souls. I think that your real benediction will be to allow me to associate with such devotees.
This is Shiva, Vishnu, Lord Krishna. He is really asking association of devotee, pure devotee. Because two things can help us become good attitude. So only pure devotee association. Another one is our mood. We have to understand from Shastras how to behave. The Shastras give so much knowledge. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything give us so much knowledge. But we are not understand this knowledge. We have knowledge, we don't have realization. Because of that, we couldn't apply in our devotional service this mood. That's why we are struggling in the path of devotional service. Krishna is so kind. He gives us fire and air and everything. And he's so kind, but we are unkind. We are really ungrateful to Krishna. We don't know how to please to Krishna. Krishna gave all instruction from Shastras, and he sent the Acharyas to instruct us, but we are not take opportunity to show our gratefulness to Krishna. Really, we are very ungrateful. And after accepting the devotional part also, we are so much interested in our own wishes, our own desires. We are not thinking about Krishna's pleasure. Krishna said, who is interested about my pleasure? They can understand pure devotional service. And once I heard in Tattva Sandarbha from Jiva Goswami, he described about 3 types of devotees. And the one is Siddha Bhakta. I forget it. He's on the one is Sangha Siddha Bhakta, and another is Aroba Siddha Bhakta, another is Sutta Siddha Bhakta. It's described about different about this devotee's mood. The Aroba Siddha Bhakta is basically their activity, which is result is offered to Krishna. Some devotee we can see, they understand, they have knowledge, they understand whatever they do, they want to offer to Krishna. And this is good, better than Sanghasita Bhakta. Sanghasita Bhakta's activity is based on natural activity. They can do all activities, but they have behind some desire. They want to fulfill their desire. They need name and fame and glory and this and that. And Acharya said, if you are really situated in the pure devotional service, that stage is really Svarupa Siddha stage. Srila Jiva Goswami described about this in his Bhakti Sandarbha book. And Acharya said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, one Leela is explained by one Acharya, is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and one brahmachari have some quarrel, and the one brahmachari have quarrel with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kick out him from this Sangeetan group. And he was very happy. He was jumping and very much happy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after that, he heard about this brahmachari attitude. He said he can come and join again in Sangeetan movement. And everyone asked why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kick out him, then again he accept him. And Acharya said because of his attitude, he was very happy. And Acharya said when someone tells something about us very heavily, we become unhappy because we are saying we are not this body, we are understanding we are spiritual soul and this and that. We couldn't understand that level because we are bodily consciousness. That's why Acharya said we are become very upset in the material world, always happening like that. We are very much material consciousness. Because of that, Acharya said this is tamoguna. We are not accepting. When someone sometime give you feedback, you become unhappy because I am this body. That's why I become unhappy. Acharya said this is not favorable platform. And this is not to be attained to pure devotional service. Krishna is only interested about pure devotional service. That's why, as Acharya said, right mood attitude is very important in the devotional service. Otherwise, we can practice 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, after many lives and million lives. We couldn't attain such a platform. But Acharya said this is not difficult to attain when we understand this process. And we should, then Prabhupada, one time Radhanath Swami Maharaj said, pure devotional service is essence of pure devotional service. The attitude, attitude of, mood of attitude, right attitude is essence of pure devotional service. Actually, this is the essence of pure devotional service. When we really love Krishna, we have to do all service only pleasure of him, not for our sense gratification. That's why Acharya said it is not difficult to follow. We have to some knowledge. I love so much one of the Kunti prayer. The Kunti prayers, I think, is first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th chapter, 41. Can you read only this? Because this Kunti is very much detached and she knows how to perform. Her attitude, service attitude is very pure. That's why I want to mention.
1:8:14.
Yes.
The Lord of Supreme Mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as the Paramatma. As such, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy.
Yes.
This one?
Yes. You can read the
purport
also.
41 or 14?
41.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, if the 40 you read it is.
This is 14.
1:8:41.
A pure devotee of the Lord. No, this also that.
Kundi prays.
Yeah. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis.
Yes. What's he asked here? What's he asked to Krishna here? Detachment from Pandavas and Vrishnis. Why?
To get out of the bodily consciousness.
Yes, because she is pure devotee of the Lord, and she understands the Vrishnis and Pandavas is their blood relationship. And when Pandavas always have some difficulties. And Kundi thinks when their own children have difficulties, they should go to Krishna and they ask Krishna for some help, something for their children. Maybe because of the blood relationships, she can ask something than pure devotional service. And she don't want to ask Krishna such a thing. She is very pure devotee. She understand what's the meaning of devotional service. She don't want to destroy her pure devotional service. That's why she asked Krishna, please take this attachment from me. As a devotee, she attached Pandavas and Vrishnis, but as a family member, she don't want to attach to them, because we can discriminate all service because of family relationship. That's why Kundi is very clever. She is very, very pure devotee. She saw here her attitude, service attitude. This is the service attitude, mood of service attitude. She want to only please Krishna, not her son. They are devotee, Vaishnavas, great Vaishnavas. Who don't like them? She like as a devotee, but she don't binding because of this family relationship. She want to serve Krishna without this. That's why she asked to Krishna, please cut this affection to them, the material affection to them. That's why each devotee should pray to Krishna always. Remember, this prayer is very, very elevated prayer to Kundi. Kundi always remember Krishna. Only Paramahamsa can approach you, worshipping you, understand you. I am the woman. How can I understand? See, she is so out of humility. She is talking like that. She is very elevated devotee. Then we can see how can we approach Krishna. The first quality is humility. Without humility in the devotional service is really, we destroyed our devotional service. As Acharya says, humility and humble and tolerance, these things, and don't expect any respect to others. Give always respect to others. Don't expect from them. These things are really help us to elevate our mood in right service attitude. That's why Acharya says so many slokas I can tell because of the time I can't go through. Maybe I can tell two stories, Jayapataka Maharaj and Subhak Goswami Maharaj. Once Prabhupada sent it to Jayapataka Maharaj to Mayapur and do some activities for building the temple. And that time Jayapataka Maharaj have some difficulties with Bengali devotees. He couldn't manage them because they are very much heavy to him. And he said, he came to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I give up this service because I couldn't handle them. I want to go somewhere and chant my rounds. And Prabhupada said, this is your Sankirtana, you have to do it. You have to stay in Mayapur and do it. Sometime between devotees or somewhere we can quarrel. This is normal, but this is our place to learn humility and humble and everything, because they are teaching something for us. When we are very much arrogant, we are very much selfish and this and that, we are learning from such a devotee. They are giving sometime when someone come and tell some feedback so heavily, we are totally disappointed. We are very much upset. But when we are situated in right platform, right mood of attitude, service attitude, we can think about it because of some reason they are coming and telling to me. Then we can use our knowledge. Krishna said he is giving the knowledge in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto. I don't go too far, but 29th chapter you can read the Bhakti, pure devotional service. Krishna instructed to Uddhava. Krishna mentioned about this all. And he said, this pure knowledge I give to you. You have to use this knowledge and attain to me. And Krishna give all knowledge here, how to become pure devotee, how can we act to become pure devotee. But we are losing this knowledge. We get, but we are losing this knowledge. We don't know how to apply. We always become disturbed and unhappy and angry. These things are very material. This is not a spiritual level. Acharya said when someone said to us to correct something, when we become angry, that's mean we are in tamoguna, totally ignorance. We are thinking we are devotee, we are practicing so many years, this and that. But when we become angry, what's the meaning of this? We are totally ignorant. And Acharya said when we become unhappy, also same. Because when someone steps off our ego, we become unhappy. Then Acharya said this is which we have to learn and improve. When someone gives some feedback, we have to learn, listen from them and correct ourselves. But we are doing wrongly. That's why we couldn't please Krishna very easily. But Krishna is so kind. Krishna gave always opportunities to learn something. And he is giving someone, when we are very rude and this and that, Krishna sends someone to correct us. But still, when we are like or don't like, Krishna is sending, and he's correcting. That's why Krishna is so kind, and he's helping always. Acharya said this Sangasita Bhakti and Arobasita Bhakti is also is helping us to improve our consciousness to Svarubhasita Bhakti. Anyone can improve our consciousness to Svarubhasita Bhakti. This is very interesting. The Acharyas always very clearly mention about pure devotional service. In Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON for pure devotional service, attaining this pure devotional service. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so mercifully appear in this planet, giving this pure devotional service. This is very rare. That's why Acharya said, whatever you can, come to temple and try to serve the Krishna. Krishna is not demanding so much things. Just love and devotion. My Guru Maharaj always remember me. You don't need to too much from you. He have everything. In Golok, he have everything. He don't need anything. Just love and devotion. Krishna is only expect from us and love and devotion. We can just giving to Krishna, but we need some knowledge to how to approach Krishna. That's why it's all Shastra and Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. They always mention, so all acharyas mention how to attain this level of attitude. So by our mood, we have to really act all service, at least mood of sattva guna. Not tamoguna and rajoguna. These two gunas is not helping us to improve our consciousness, our attitude. We have to really learn how to become sattva. Then in this platform, we can understand spiritual thing. As Prabhupada said, in this life, at least you have to reach Nishta, stage of Nishta, because this level is really very tough to attain to everyone. But when someone really love Krishna, they try to their best. My Guru Maharaj always said, if you like Krishna, you try your best this life. No need to how much and how that you can just try your best in this life. You don't think about what happened to next life and that life. Do it now. You are living now, you are do it this life to your best. Don't compare to others. You don't think I can't do this and that. No need. Krishna never compare with anyone. He's just want to see your intention, your service attitude. And right mood of service attitude, Krishna is loving so much. When Krishna pleased, Prabhupada said, you can, if you chant the Hare Krishna mantra, you can connect with Krishna directly. You are calling Krishna, you can talk with Krishna directly. But we are chanting the mantras, we couldn't connect with Krishna directly and we are struggling. Why? Because our service attitude is not properly situated. That's why we couldn't connect, we can't see Krishna, we can't talk Krishna. Once my Guru Maharaj told me, if you are that, you can go to rest the deity, you can do anything, any service. Is Jagannathji talk with you? I said, no. Then he said, okay, then you understand you have to elevate yourself more, you have to do more service in right attitude. Then one day is Krishna can talk with you because is Krishna talk with Sanatana Goswami. This is the proof. So many proof in the Shastras is Krishna can talk with anyone, and anyone become this pure stage and Krishna can talk with them. Naturally, this Hare Krishna mantra also is everything is here, and Krishna Nam, Kurna, Leela, and everything is here because we couldn't see chanting the mantra. Acharya said we don't need anything, just mantra is enough to understanding Krishna. But we couldn't understand Krishna even when we chant the mantra. That's why I was also thinking, I don't come to here telling you some instruction or this and that. I'm really coming here for understanding myself where I am. Really, I'm so far from this stage and I want to improve in this lifetime very seriously. I don't think this is happen, it's not happen, this is very difficult to attain. I don't think anything because I know, as Krishna said in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, Tuttava, this pure devotional service established by me, this is completely pure. There's no contamination. This is 100% pure. If you come contact with pure devotional service, one day is guaranteed. It's sure you become pure. That's why I don't have any doubt. I don't think about how much I am purified, how much I am not purified. I have full faith on this. process, then because it's established by Krishna, and Krishna said this devotional service is who is accept this devotional service. Krishna said they are most intelligent people. He said to Uddhava, they are very clever people. That's why they are coming and accepting this devotional part, because yogis and jnanis and karmis, they couldn't approach Krishna because they are not situated in pure devotional service. They have also some desire in the heart. That's why they couldn't please Krishna. That's why Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Rupa Goswami, all acharyas telling us how to please Krishna. This is really humility and humble attitude. We have to learn everything to do such a right mood and the sattvic mood, our life, our food and our life, everything, this talk and everything we have to we have to train our minds to such a way. We can see in the Avanti Brahmana song, I love so much, this is said in Avanti Brahmana song, he said in chapter 23, I think, 11th canto, 23 chapter, as one very interesting verse he said, I think, yes, 23, 45, 46 maybe, you can read these two verses. This is the last because of the time. After that you can take prasad. Only shortly I can. 23, 45 to 46. Two verses can you?
45 to 46.
Yes.
Charity, prescribed duties, observance of major and minor regulative principles, hearing from scripture, pious works, and purifying vows, all have their final aim. All have as their final aim the subduing of the mind. Indeed, concentration of the mind on the Supreme is the highest yoga. If one's mind is perfectly fixed and pacified, then tell me what need does one have to perform ritualistic charity and other pious rituals? And if one's mind remains uncontrolled, lost in ignorance, then of what use are these engagements for him?
Yes, these two slokas I love so much, because I continuously remember whatever we do. When we chant the mantras, we are offering the Lord and doing the arati and cooking for Lord and everything. So many things we can do for pleasure of the Lord. But our mind is uncontrolled. What's the use of these things? It's really very interesting. I love so much this verse because it's very deeply elaborated here, this Brahmana, Avanti Brahmana. This is Bhikkhu Gita. This is Bhikkhu Gita. It's very, very interesting. He said, we are fasting Ekadasi. We are doing this Vrata. We are doing that and this and chanting and wake up morning and doing Mangalarati and this and that. But still, after 20 years, 30 years practice, we are not controlling our mind. It's useless. That's why Krishna said, why we are doing all things? Because of controlling the mind. When we are not controlling, what is the use of this practice? That's why Acharya said, right attitude, mode of attitude in the service is very important. Otherwise, we couldn't control our mind. We can practice long and long. And thank you so much. And sorry for that late. Thank you. Thank you so much for Hare Krishna attention. Hare Krishna.
Her Grace Radhapriya Mataji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna.
Want to ask some questions?
Anyone want to share something or ask us? Do you have time or no? 5 o'clock always. Maybe one.
Just wanted to thank you, Mataji, for speaking on the proper mood of service. And I think definitely because you are also living, also you are serving with this mood, therefore it's also, I think, a very, very valuable topic for you. And thank you for sharing this with us. I think today was your first Sunday talk here. So even though English is not your mother tongue, thank you very much for speaking so courageously.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna. Thank you so much.
So just before you go to the next program, just want to let you know we have also some courses going on on different scriptures, and currently one going on the Bhagavad Gita, on the main topics of the Bhagavad Gita. It's called the Discover course. It has actually started this Friday, and will be go on till end of January. So anyone who is interested, outside you can find the course, and you can register and participate. So now I wish you a good Sunday. Outside the prasadam is awaiting, so please take prasadam and have a good Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Elke naam. En hij is zo 40%. Hij is goed. Is nog.